What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? And today we're here with the sequel reaction to the ESPN Top 100 list. So you guys actually showed really great support on the part 1, I guess from 100 to 30. So thank you so much. We got over 700 likes, 121 comments, really good discussion. I know I said interesting a lot, so I'm sorry. Won't be doing that today. But yeah, ESPN did release the top 30. So like I said before, we just, or like I just said, we reacted to 100 to 30. There was a couple questionable ones, nothing insane. Obviously Klay Thompson low at 49. So if they put Kevin Durant here, it's gonna be weird to see because Kevin Durant will most likely, I think it's confirmed he will miss the whole season. So we'll see. And yeah, like Jason Tatum was high. Some other guys, if you watch in that video, you can see. I'll link it in the description. So we're gonna start off at 30 with Devin Booker. Now I think Devin Booker is a top 30 player in the NBA. Borderline. I want to see, actually, just to refresh my mind, who was on the outskirts of 30. So yeah, he's currently better than Klay Thompson, but obviously Klay is hurt. They really shouldn't have put rookies in. He's not better than Draymond Green, in my opinion. That's just where people's offensive, I guess, bias comes in over people's defensive bias, where people just like offense more, so they tend to rate them higher. Al Horford 37. I think he's very underrated. Tatum at 35. Kristaps at 34. I mean, if they're going to factor into the injury here, but is Booker really better than Oladipo? Basketball's a two-sided thing. I'm not saying Devin Booker's defense is horrible, but Oladipo's defense is pretty elite on the perimeter, so we'll see. And Jrue Holiday, I think Devin Booker is better than Jrue Holiday, so it's just another case where they value offense over defense, which is okay. You can do that. I'm just saying I prefer to equally distribute or equally view them, not just say offense trumps defense every time. So Devin Booker starting off at 30. Tobias Harris at 29. Is Tobias Harris better than Draymond Green? I'm going to probably go to a lot of Draymond Green comparisons. I would honestly have Oladipo, I think, above Tobias Harris. I'd probably have Jrue Holiday above Tobias Harris. But I still like Tobias. I don't even think I would have Tobias over Devin Booker. But like I like Tobias. Trae Young. Oof. Okay. Trae Young. All right. I like Trae Young. But his defense was horrible last year. It wasn't good. His offense was elite, yes, but his defense was horrible. Now, if you want to put him in front of Draymond Green, so be it. Why are you putting him in front of Jrue Holiday? Why are you putting him in front of Victor Oladipo? There's really no good explanation. Yes, Trae Young set a couple rookie records. I think it was just like game records over game span. So like 20 games in a row, he had like 9 assists, 15 points, something like that. And I don't know. His defense, he will need to adjust his greatest vulnerability. Defense. So what do we have? The game is his greatest flaw. Or what are you saying his greatest flaw is half the side of basketball? Okay, that makes me a little bit annoyed that they have him in front of Victor Oladipo and Jrue Holiday. Even Devin Booker. Oh, okay. Trae Young, a little bit high on this. I would have him between 30 and 45, somewhere in there. Don't know if I would have him at 28. Jamal Murray at 27. Another case of offense trumping defense in everyone's eyes. Do we really think when you're starting a team, say like this season, fully healthy, who are you taking, Jamal Murray or Victor Oladipo? You're taking Victor Oladipo. Are you taking Jamal Murray or are you taking Jrue Holiday? You're taking Jrue Holiday. So I like Jamal Murray a lot. He's one of my favorite players to actually watch in the NBA. I don't know why, but I just love the way he plays. But sometimes, I don't know. He is still fairly young. He was 46 last year, but is he really 27? Is he really better than Draymond Green, Victor Oladipo, Jrue Holiday? I think those are a little bit questionable, but I'm still a big Jamal Murray fan. I'm really excited to see him this year. Devo at 26. Okay. I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep making the comparison to Oladipo and Jrue Holiday. I would have Devo, yes, over Murray, Young, and Booker. Booker, actually, I don't know. It's a little questionable there, but I like Devo, so at 26, I'm cool with that. I'm excited to see what he's going to do for the Warriors this year. DeAaron Fox at 25. All right. Do we think DeAaron Fox is already better than... I'm sorry. I'm not going to make that comparison anymore. But I might, actually, just so you know that. I would have Jrue and Oladipo and maybe Draymond Green over Fox. But I love Fox. I love all these players, mainly. And Fox took, I think, one of the biggest leaps last year in his sophomore year. And I think he can take a big one in his junior year, his third year. So we'll see. Yeah, they even shows 37% three-point percentage, and I was actually going to look it up because I felt like he did improve it a lot, and he's one of the best passing point guards at, what, 20, 21, 20, yeah, he's 21 at the moment. Mike Conley at 24, okay, I feel like a lot of people are going to hate this, but I like this a lot. Mike Conley, I think he's very underrated. This is a really weird photo. This looks like something out of a movie, this photo. But yeah, I think this is a good spot for Mike Conley. I really like Mike Conley. 24 though, maybe if you want to have him like closer to 30 than to 20, I'm okay with that. But I like Mike Conley a lot, and I think he definitely should have been in front of Trae Young. I would have been kind of annoyed if he wasn't. But yeah, I'm excited to see Mike Conley back in the playoffs. If knock on wood, the Jazz do make it. Him and Donovan Mitchell will be a very fun backcourt to watch this year. Yeah, Mike Conley plays the game with, I guess, integrity. Never gets any technical fouls. He doesn't argue with the refs. I don't think he's ever had a technical foul in his career. He's a great passing point guard, a very underrated passing point guard. He's still a fantastic scorer. He's going to be 32 when the season starts, as it says, but he's also still a really great defender, and he's just a good floor general. He's just a vet that just knows how to play, so I like him at 24. Mike Conley, I feel like people should talk about him a lot more, and hopefully this year, if the Jazz are really good, people will. Moving on to 23, Blake Griffin. Ooh, okay. I would have had Blake in the top 20, definitely. After last year's season, if we're going off just number-wise, Blake Griffin was a top 5 player in the East. Probably he was a top 10 player in the NBA last year. And if the Pistons were, I guess, a little bit better, if they were a 4 seed, 3 seed, I would have said he would have been an MVP candidate. But the team around him wasn't that great. It still isn't that great this year unless Sekou Doumbia surprises us all and is a really good rookie right out of the gate, and he's not going to be a project. But yeah, I think Blake Griffin should definitely be higher than 23 on this list. But I'm glad he's in front of guys like Trae Young. But something I noticed since I just said Trae Young, I guess he's not better than Luka already. Huh, that's interesting. Sorry, I know I said I wasn't gonna say interesting. My bad. Oh, okay. This one kind of grinds my gears. Pascal Siakam. Now, I love Pascal Siakam. I campaigned for him to be the rookie, not rookie of the year, most improved the whole year. Everyone wanted D'Lo, kind of mainly a lot of NBA Twitter wanted D'Lo, but I always stuck by Pascal Siakam. Loved what he did in the playoffs. I'm very, very excited to see what he's going to do this year without Kawhi Leonard. But he is not better than Blake Griffin. I know it's only one spot, so I'm not going to nitpick it too much. But they're clearly saying that Pascal Siakam is better than, I guess, Blake Griffin. Ah, my God. Okay. I'm not going to pull up last year's stats. Actually, they have, the basic stats here. 24.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists. I don't know. If you're going to say he's a better defender, yes, he is. And maybe Pascal Siakam will have a better 19-20. I don't agree with this at all. I think Blake Griffin he's a better player at this moment on September 28th. I think Blake is, so that's very interesting. Jimmy Butler coming in at 21. Damn, I viewed him as a borderline top 10 player going into, last year's season or the year before? Well, I guess the trade of Philly kind of bumped him down. He was the 4th option in the offense, so I'm excited to see him in Miami this year. I think he can maybe score near 25 points a game if he does stay healthy. And yeah, I like Jimmy at 21. He was 13 last year, yeah, so he did drop off a little bit this year, but I think he'll get back into the top 20 post this season. Ooh, okay. Donovan Mitchell. Oh, better than Jimmy Butler. Okay. That's intriguing. I like Donovan Mitchell. I gotta say that I feel before I disagree with any of these positions. But I don't think he's better than Jimmy Butler, even based off last year's season. Mitchell's defense is actually, I would say it's kind of underrated now. But I don't think it's better than Jimmy Butler's at the moment. His projected RPM is 7.7, his is 7.2. But he'll be on a winning team. Jimmy could be on a winning team, but we'll see what the Heat do. Okay. I would probably have Jimmy in front of Donovan, but, I'm not going to complain on that one too much. So the only things I really have, I guess, a problem with so far is Pascal in front of Blake. Blake is way too low. And then I don't really like Trae Young being in the top 30. Yeah, and maybe I would rather have Oladipo, Jrue Holiday, and Draymond Green be in the top 30. So let's go down to 19, Bradley Beal. All right, top 20 well for Bradley Beal. I like that. Now, Bradley Beal, actually, I would call it a breakout year last year, but he kind of proved he could be a number 1. Well, I guess the Wizards really didn't go anywhere, so I guess he didn't prove he could be a number 1. But he was really good in the time being with John Wall out, and John Wall won't be playing this year. He played the most minutes in the league last year, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I think he'll score 25 plus. We're kind of all hoping he gets traded somewhere else so we can actually see him flourish with maybe a true point guard, with better rebounders. Well, I wouldn't say better rebounders, but just better players around him. Maybe better coach too, depending on what your view is on Scott Brooks. But Bradley at 19, I would say you could put him in front of Jimmy, just based off last year. But I think Jimmy will be better than him after the end of this year. But Jimmy is, what, 31? It doesn't say his age. Oh, no, he just turned 30. So he'll be 30 this year. So we'll see. 18, KarlAnthony Towns. Wow, it has been tough for me to speak today. I like this ranking for KarlAnthony Towns. I can't speak still. Jesus. There's like sometimes where you can just sit down in front of a camera and speak so well. But these are one of the days where it's just hard sometimes. Alright, I'm gonna put my mic closer to me. Maybe I don't know. I'll placebo it for me. But yeah, KarlAnthony Towns, Cat at 18. I like this. I think this year, Cat will... I don't think he'll be an MVP candidate, but I think he'll definitely be an All-NBA second team guy, which is hard because he does have to pass Jokic and Embiid, who will obviously be the front runners for the first two spots, and Gobert. But I think KarlAnthony Towns will have a big year. I really want to see him with a good point guard that he can play the pick and roll with and just kind of play off of that what Jeff Teague was supposed to be. But Jeff Teague has regressed a lot since his time joining the Timberwolves. So we'll see how he does this year. We'll see if Wiggins or Culver can maybe take over as a primary ball handler. But yeah, we'll see if also Cat's defense can improve. Because if he could just become as good of a defender as, let's say, Clint Capella, maybe. I'm not going to say as good as like a defender as Joel Embiid. But yeah, if he could just improve his defense a little bit. He actually went down a spot. I think he could actually be a top 15 guy and one day be a top 10 guy. Okay, Kemba Walker at 17. Huh. All right. So, have we seen Ben Simmons yet? No, we haven't. So, I do like, I don't know if I like Kemba behind Ben Simmons. Okay. Kemba Walker coming in at 17. Obviously, he's joining a new team this year. He'll have actually a good head coach. Actually, I'm not going to crap on James Borrego. It's only been 1 year. And I guess he had Steve Clifford for some time. He's a solid head coach. But he'll have Brad Stevens this year, who's made Isaiah Thomas look really good. Obviously, Kyrie Irving has looked really good, but it's Kyrie Irving. He'll always look good. And we'll see what Kemba Walker will do under Brad Stevens this year. They'll have no Al Horford. So we'll see how the Kemba Walker Enes Kanter pick and roll will work, or Kemba Walker and one of the Williams, either being Grant or Robert Williams, whoever gets kind of the majority minutes at the big spots. So we'll see. Kemba at 17. I'm not going to argue this one too much. I would probably have Cat in front of Kemba, but it's so hard to compare a point guard and a center. So, you know what? I'm fine with Kemba at 17. Luka at 16, I think, is way too high already. Now, he had one of the best rookie seasons we've seen in a while, maybe since LeBron James or Anthony Davis, but I just think 16 is a little bit high. I would have liked him around 25 because it's just been 1 year, so you're going to really neglect everything Kemba has done on his career. Cat's young career, Beal's career, Mitchell, Jimmy, all these guys already just off 1 year. But if we're going to base it off last year, I think Luka was a top 25 guy. Was he a top 16 guy? That's debatable, but I think he's a little bit high, but I think Luka will still be around this spot when the season ends because he'll have a very good year, and now he'll be able to play with Kristaps Porzingis. Yeah, they're going to be scary this year. I don't think they're going to be scary like as a team. Like I'm not predicting the Mavericks to make the playoffs, but him and Kristaps are going to be a nasty duo this year. Ben Simmons at 15. People will probably think this is too high. For me, I think he should be closer to 20 than he should be to 10, if that makes sense. Well, I would rather have him like 18 to 20, I think, just because I'm not going to say even shooting. I just want to say like you're really going to neglect everything Kemba has done, like I've said, or even Cat so far, who's only played 1 extra year than Simmons, or actually technically 2 because Simmons missed his rookie year. Bradley Beal, Donovan Mitchell, well, not Donovan Mitchell because he's the same time period as Simmons, but they were the rookies the same year. But I like Ben Simmons a lot. I think he's one of the best players in the league already. So, you know what? I'm okay with 15. He's one of the best defenders in the league. I think he's a pretty underrated defender. And he's, what, a 6'10", 6'9" point guard. So he wouldn't can defend all 5 positions. I wouldn't say he can defend the centers elitely, but he definitely defend 1 to 4 pretty well. If he develops a jump shot, he's going to be a top 5 player in the league, I think, in 5 years. He could even be a top 10 guy next year if he could shoot average from 3. So if he could shoot just above 32% from 3, I think he's a top 10 guy. But 15, you know what? I'm growing into it now. I like Ben Simmons at 15. I don't think that he should be that close to Luka, but I'm cool with that. Rudy Gobert at 14. Love that they're giving Rudy some love at 14. And yeah, he's the best defensive big man in the league. I don't think there's any debate about that. Would he win his second defensive player of the year? Yep, last year. He's got, I think, usually one of the best shooting percentages in the league every year. So he's efficient. Yeah, he isn't shooting threes, or he isn't really shooting mid-ranges. But you know what? He's a smart basketball player. He's an incredible defender. Like, if you really want to watch, like if you're a big man, if you're a center, power forward, playing AAU, and you just want to mold your game defensively off someone in the NBA, watch Rudy Gobert. Just watch him on defense. The way he is just the best rim protector in the league for general on defense, it's just it's incredible to watch. So yeah, I know not a lot of people watch the Utah Jazz, but they're gonna be good this year. And when you're watching them, watch Rudy Gobert. Whoa, CJ McCollum at 13. Wow, they're showing love to him. All right, so this is definitely, I think, a little bit too high. I guess they're really riding the high off the Western Conference Finals appearance between the Blazers and CJ, but he's not better than Bradley Beal, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, my subjective opinion. I don't think he's better than Bradley Beal. I don't think he's technically better than Rudy Gobert, but it's so hard to compare big men and backcourt guys. I don't think he's better than Ben Simmons. I would say you could put him over Luka. Kemba, that's a debate, but you know, I'm fine with that. He's not better than Cat. He's not better than Beal. It's hard to say he's better than Mitchell, but I'm fine with that. He's not better than Jimmy Butler, in my opinion. He's not better than Blake Griffin. Blake is still way too low. Jeez, he should be here at 13, and CJ should be at 23, for being honest. But, CJ McCollum, he's a great player. I just don't think he's a top 13 guy in the NBA. I just don't. You can hate me on that, but I just don't think his defense can warrant that. He is a top 20 guy, which is saying he's an elite basketball player, and he's one of the best in the world. I just don't think he's the 13th best player in the world, if we're talking rankings. But yeah, he was incredible last year. He's a top 20 guy. I just think he's a little bit too high here at 13. 12, Westbrook. All right. Interesting. This one's actually interesting. That's why I'm saying it. I don't know how I feel about this right away. You know what? I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Russ. I feel like everyone just wants to slander Russ and say he's overrated. He's not overrated anymore because that has been said so many times in the last year, especially when they got eliminated by the Trailblazers in the playoffs. We'll see what he can do with Harden this year. They might be the most, I'm going to say the word again, interesting duo to watch this year. Like, I think whoever gets League Pass, because this is actually my first year getting League Pass, because I always use NBA Reddit Stream because it's like, why pay for it? But now that I can rewatch film, it's so much easier. I'm just going to get League Pass. But yeah, I'm going to be watching mainly every Rocket game I can, especially ones going against good teams, good backcourt defenders. Like, when the Rockets play the Jazz, I am stopping everything I'm doing to watch Harden and Westbrook on offense going up against Mitchell and Connolly on defense. Oh, baby, that's going to be such a good game every time they play. I don't know how many times they play a year, 2, 3, 4. That's just going to be so exciting to watch. Rest of 12, I'm fine with that. 11, Kyrie Irving. Okay, so I believe this top 10 is what I think it is. But wait, so if they're going to have Kevin Durant in here, yeah, so my top 10, I made a video on my main channel. My top 10 was LeBron, Curry, Leonard, 80, Harden, that was 5, Giannis. This isn't in order. This is just the 10 guys. Jokic, George, Embiid, Lillard. So maybe they're not going to have KD on this list because he's not supposed to play next year. So you know what? I'm fine with Clay being that low if they're just projecting him to play a month. So if he's only going to get you're getting a month out of Klay Thompson, obviously that isn't going to develop a big enough RPM for, I guess, them to put Clay in the top 15, which he is a top 15 player. Like, I would have Clay at 13. Clay's, I think, where McCollum would be if Clay's fully healthy. But Kyrie at 11, I'm fine with that. I think that's perfect. I think Damian Lillard should be 10. I don't think anybody I named besides Damian Lillard is better than Damian Lillard. So if they put Paul George at 10, that'll be, I don't know. I'm going to disagree with that, but we'll see what the top 10 is looking like now. So top 10, here we go. I don't want to play this. Okay, so let's start this top 10 list. Paul George, okay. I don't think Paul George is better than Damian Lillard, but that's just me. Honestly, Paul George could, or his numbers could decrease in every category this year because he won't be the number one. Kawhi Leonard will be. I just think Paul George is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. And like I said before, in regards to Jae Young being higher up than Holiday and Oladipo, defense is half the game, all right? Damian Lillard is not a great defender. Paul George is a great defender, and he's a great offensive player. Damian Lillard is an okay, respectable defender. Nothing special. And he's an incredible offensive player. But I don't know. I'm nitpicking. I'm sorry. I just think that's kind of BS. That they're just neglecting defense, which everyone tends to do. Damian Lillard or not, it's just one spot. So, you know, I'm not going to hate on it too much. Whatever. It's one spot. So, I'm sorry. I know I said yesterday, or the part 1, where if it's one spot, I'm not going to complain. But I guess when you get in the top 10, you got to complain because one spot means pretty big when you get into these, like, top 15. So, yeah, Damian Lillard at 9. Cool. Joel Embiid. So they have Jokic in front of Joel Embiid. They're a toss-up for me. You could say either one is the best center in the league, and I'm not going to complain with you. Embiid is an insane defender. He's probably the next best defender at the center position besides obviously Rudy Gobert. But Jokic is a respectable defender, and I think he gets too much hate on it because he just doesn't look like he's a good defender. He just looks unathletic. That's what he is, but he's actually a smart defender. So yeah, I'm cool with that. So 6, in my opinion, should be Harden, right? 6 should be Harden, I think. That's too low. That is too low. 6 should not be Steph Curry. He should be top 3, especially this year with no Klay Thompson. He's literally going to probably be the scoring champ, or not be the scoring champ, but he'll compete for the scoring title. And he could be an MVP guy. If the Warriors are a top 4 team in the Western Conference, and we'll say he's averaging 30 points a game, he could be another MVP. So 6 is way too low. He should be top 3. I think everyone can agree on that. Anthony Davis at 5, I'm fine with. I would actually put him at 6 and put Harden at 5 just because AD didn't play a lot last year. Or he was just like the off-the-court things where he requested the trade in the middle of the year, which you don't do. You don't do that in the middle of the year. You don't like publicly request a trade. You can go to the GM and say, I would like to be traded. And make sure that word doesn't get out, because if they don't trade you, it ruins all team chemistry, teammate chemistry. He barely played 10 the year, so it's whatever. He would play like 15 minutes a night, and it just didn't make sense. So I would have him at 6, Harden at 5, and then 4, personally, I would have, like, you could put LeBron, Curry, Giannis, or LeBron, Curry, Giannis, or Kawhi. But I'm guessing, yeah, KD's obviously not on this list. So 4 is going to be Harden. Fine with me. He had arguably the greatest offensive season of all time last year. It's like right on par with Curry's 15-16, or right, I think it's 15-16. But yeah, James Harden, if you look at like every NBA season ever, I believe he was the first guy to, or second guy to average 30 plus points a game on 60+% shooting percentage, and he averaged 35. The other person was Michael Jordan, 87-88, and he only averaged 30 points a game, 31, something like that. He averaged 35 point, is it going to say it? It's not going to say it, but yeah. People want to complain on what he does in the playoffs. I mean, you can say literally only 2 teams win it all ever, or 2 teams win their conference every year. So you want to say he chokes in the playoffs, your argument's kind of dumb, because literally for the last 5 years, you could say every person in the Western Conference besides the Warriors have choked. So I don't want to hear that. So Harden, go ahead, he's getting the respect he deserves. LeBron at 3, he was 1 last year. You know, I'm fine with LeBron at 1. I usually don't like to say LeBron is not 1 on mine, because every LeBron stan will go at your throat. I put him at number 1 in my rankings for mainly that reason. Do I think LeBron's the number 1 player in the world? It's hard to say. Going into this year, we'll see what he does with Anthony Davis, and playing with another elite player. But he's going to be, what, 35, 34, something like that. I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, it's the first time that he hasn't been number 1 since 2011-12. So it's crazy if we do see the regression of LeBron this year, which is probably not going to happen, because we've seen kind of the regression over other players in other sports lately. First one that comes to mind is Aaron Rodgers. He was always the best quarterback in the league, just talent-wise. And this year, I don't know. It's definitely seems that Patrick Mahomes has taken over that reign as the best quarterback in the NFL, or obviously Brady. But I wouldn't say pure skill, Brady's 1, but I'm not going into a debate over NFL quarterbacks because I'm not educated enough on that topic. But yeah, LeBron at 3, I'm fine with. If you really complain about that too much, you can get his, you know what, out of your throat or out of your mouth. But yeah, LeBron could be 3, 2, or 1. I would have been fine with either one. But I'm glad he's top 3. If he was out of top 3, then I'd have been like, all right, now you're hating on him way too much. So number 2 is Kawhi Leonard. So wait, number 1 is Giannis. All right. Interesting. That is actually interesting. So Kawhi at 2, I would have had him in front of Giannis 100%. I remember I tweeted out my top 10 players. Like it was like December last year, and I got hated on for having Kawhi behind or in front of Giannis. I still think Kawhi is better than Giannis. Both are incredible defenders. Kawhi, I think, is the best perimeter defender in the league, but I think Giannis should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year. I just don't think they were going to give him MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. So they obviously gave him MVP, so they didn't give him Defensive Player of the Year. But yeah, I think Kawhi's better than Giannis. So in my eyes, Kawhi's the best player in the NBA over Giannis at least, but it's hard. So I'm fine with it. And 1 is going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo, who this year could be MVP again. If the Bucks are 1 seed and he's just dominating like he did last year, he'll win MVP again, and he'll be probably the number 1 player in the NBA for the next decade. So yeah, that is going to wrap up ESPN's top 30. So I guess in a whole top 100. I agree with most of it, I would say. There's some stuff I disagree with, like Curry should not be 6. That's way too low. He's top 3. Anything else I would have? Just George in front of Lillard, but that's minor. And yeah, so that's the only thing I really had a problem with the top 10. And then the top 30, Trae Young is way too high. He should be a lot lower on this list. Blake Griffin is way too low. They already disrespected this man so much by putting him at 23 based off last year's season. Because if you're going to put Giannis in front of LeBron and Kawhi based off last year's season, because you're not basing it off career, you're basing it off last year's season, why is Blake 23? Why is he 23? He shouldn't be 23. He had a top 10 season last year. He arguably had a top 6 season last year. So, yeah, Blake, he got too much disrespect there. And then I do think Luka is a little bit too high already. So, yeah, that is going to wrap up. All right, and McCollum is also too high. So, yeah, that is going to wrap up my thoughts and opinions on the ESPN Top 100 list. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you disagree with in the comment section below. That's what's so great about the comments, because you could just express your opinion on the video, on the article, what I said. Yeah, you can just hate me in the comments for anything I said. I'm cool with it. Everyone has their own different basketball opinion. I'm not Greg Popovich on knowledge based. I'm not Masai Ujiri. I'm not an NBA genius yet. Well, hopefully yet. I don't know. Maybe I will be one day, but I don't want to get there. That sounds kind of cocky. I didn't mean to say it like that. But yeah, that is going to wrap up my thoughts on the ESPN Top 100. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I love you guys. Thank you all for the support, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.